chase down that knight that's responsible for you and make him accountable. Because there's a whole bunch of unaccountable knights in this kingdom who need to step up and help their squires. So if you're one of those squires that have a knight like that, you might want to call him and call him out. I'm not talking, hey man, you think you can come to practice? I'm gonna say, dude, I think you suck. I can kick your ass. And if you don't think I can kick your ass, maybe you should come to practice and prove it. Now, I have the approach of, come on, I'm gonna stick you with a hot poker. And I really don't care what your response is, but I hope it's the one I want. And if you don't respond the way I want, I don't care. I'm still gonna go to practice, so I'm gonna have plenty of people to play with. Am I wrong?
No.
If you don't come out, when I call you out to practice with me, so that I can help you become a better fighter, who failed?
You did.
No, I didn't fail.
Yeah, the guy didn't show up.
Now, next question for you guys that wear belts that aren't white. When your night's at practice and you didn't go, are you doing your laundry? Are you sitting at home watching the game? Are you gaming? Maybe playing computers, tabletop? Are you at the beach? Probably not the beach. But probably all the other things. Now, how many knights here have more than one squire? Let's talk about this for a second. Who here thinks that I love going to practice after I've called all my squires and I don't see one of them there that's supposed to be there? Anybody can relate to how I feel? Especially you knights. Have you ever called one of your friends up and said, hey, I'm going to practice. Please be there with me. I need you to help me today. I'm working on something and he don't show up or she don't show up. Anybody ever have that happen to them?
Yeah.
All right, guys. You know, if you don't want to fight, take your damn belts off, give them back to your knights, and go over there, make something pretty, and enter it. And that's how I feel. I mean, that's how I feel. Take your damn belts off. Go away. Don't bother me. Don't waste my time. Don't waste your knight's time. You know, if you want to be in his household, you can still be in his household. You don't have to wear a red belt. But if you're going to fight, you should be challenging yourself every single week. Every single week, you should have learned something to better yourself. Because those of you guys, shame on you. If you've been fighting for more than 5 years, you should be at night level fighting, period. Period. Anybody here not like the way I said that? No, not yet. One more minute or two. Anybody here not like that? Why?
Because I'm not doing what I need to do.
Whose fault is that?
My fault, and you're calling me out.
I'm calling you out. Anybody else want to put their hand up and go, I don't like that?
I don't like it.
Why?
Same reason. And I'm the only one wearing your red belt today. And I've been wearing it for longer than 10 years. But who else?
I know.
Oh, thank God.
What is it? But you're honest. Guys, honest to God truth. We're going to have to wrap this up. I didn't have time to do everything I wanted to. There's a whole, I could be here all day with you guys, but the truth of the matter is, I don't have that much time. But I'm telling you. I'm honestly telling you. I challenge you. Put your damn armor on. Go to practice. And quit bullshitting with your friends on the sidelines. Put it on. Get your head in the game. Get out there and learn. Your kingdom needs you. Your knight needs you. And damn it, it's fun to win. Who doesn't like winning? Now, I broke you guys up into little groups for a reason. I forgive the guys that have been fighting for less than 5 years. I forgive you. I absolutely do. Because, well, you know, you're new. Even after 5 years, you're still new. Those of you that have been fighting from 5 to 10 years, you should have a clue. Should have a clue. And if your knight don't have a clue, maybe you better go poke him in the eye. Or at least on the forehead and go, hey, put this belt on me. Where's my job? What's going on, man? What's going on? What are you going to do about this? He's either going to take it off you or he's going to step up. Now the rest of you, I got nothing to say to you except shame on you. It's a damn shame if you're not fighting at night level. If you got an excuse because you broke your arm or your leg's broken, well, it's only good for a certain amount of time. Your hands hurt, your elbows, your shoulders, your hips, your back. Those of you that know me close know that none of that crap will ever fly with me. Because if you know who I am and you know what's happened to me throughout my life, that's all a bunch of damn noise and excuses not to get up off your couch. That being said, guys, I hope y'all got something inside your heads to go home and better yourselves. And if you don't, shame on you again. If I was you now, I'd take your damn belt from you, especially if you're an active squire. Ask yourselves how many knights in my household came through the ranks of my squire. Do you know that I'm about to have the 15th knight passed down through my generation made into a knight, guys? 15! Half of those guys have been a crown. That's pretty damn cool. And they like to win. And you know why? Because I wouldn't let them stand around doing nothing. I called them up every practice and made them come practice.
You didn't call me.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't. I knocked on his door 3 nights a week. Yeah.
Okay, for those of you that don't understand what he's saying, Yon was pushy. He did exactly what I've just challenged you all to do. He came and knocked on my door and he didn't even need to do it. But he did. He was in my backyard every damn day.
I lived down
for
the street. I was
months
like,
and months. I swear to God, I fed him dinner more than I ever want to feed any of my squires. And those of you that know Yon, he can eat. But really, I'm out of time. And we can sit here again all day, but I'm not going to. Whoever's next, please step up. You've got an audience. Get them.
Okay, we have a choice here, actually, of your Majesty. It's really up to you, and if you don't care, we can do a poll. Originally, we were going to have the classes inside. I feel fairly comfortable out here right now. It's not as loud out here, so we have the first class out here. If you want to move the other class inside, we can do that, or we can stay out here. Your Majesty, do you have a preference?
We got shades, pretty cool.
I think here.
Oh, do you mind if I pull the... All right, who's fine with staying out here?
With the option of moving in later?
All right. Okay, that's majority of everybody. Okay, so the next class, Your Majesty, we'll go ahead and...
Get over on the benches.
Are you ready for... You're next on the schedule?
Sure.
So, we started and most of y'all were late to class. We didn't have a great introduction. I should have for the new song Spike. We taught the first class. But now the second class, His Majesty has graced us with agreeing to teach a class. So since he is His Majesty, it doesn't really require a whole lot more introduction. Your Majesty, yours.
It's kind of hard to follow that kind of inspirational speech.
I was mean. Be nice.
You're a good cop. You're a good cop. And like His Grace said, if you're here to learn how to throw a basic shot, wrong setup for it. So I'm going to make the assumption you know how to throw a basic shot, and you're just trying to lift yourself up and get to the point, like His Grace said, how to make the step from a senior squire to a knight, how to pump your game up. Because a lot of you have been bashing skulls for a very long time. I think most of you have seen me fight. How do I fight? Do I wade in and tear people apart, or how do I do it?
Think about what squire do.
Well, I'm gonna make that leap back to boxing. How many have seen Oscar De La Hoya fight? Is he a beast, and does he pound his guys apart, or how does he do it?
Works them down.
He takes his shots when he wants them, he uses the ring like he's supposed to, and he uses movement to keep his range. Because he knows, as a little Mexican dude, he cannot take a whole lot of punishment. So that's what we're going to talk about first on, is ring generalship, and then we're going to move into the use of angles and fighting. To give you that introduction, how many times have you seen Martin take a step back from fighting you, and look at you, and you're like, oh crap, what's he cooking up? Maybe breathe a little bit, and then he'll step back in and go. Always? How many have seen that?
Your fights take a long time. We have lots of time to
now, if he's doing anything like what I'm doing, when I do it, I'm stepping back to breathe because I'm kind of a chubby fellow.
Robust.
I want to breathe. I also want to break you out of that bunch of action that you got going. I also want you scared and to think about what I'm bringing next time. And I also want to fight when I want to fight. So that's where our general overview is where we're going. I need 3 random squires.
I'll do it.
Random squires. All right, we got 5. All right, what I want you to do is show me your fighting stance. Lefty, and I like it. All right. So we're going to exclude you.
Racial profiling.
No, it's because he had a good one.
Good comeback. Touche.
That's my first day. You're great. So I'm going to use you as an example again. You come out here and show them your fighting stance. Is that how you set up for most of the fight, or right when you're about to do something? Right when you're about to do something. Okay, what's the difference of where you see his hips pointing? No, his hips are pointed at you when he's getting ready to do something. All right, I say it this way because it'll stick in your mind. If you can't fornicate, you can't fight. If your hips are over here, you're weak over here. How can you use both your tools to its extent? You've lost that much range. When you see most of these top guys over here and they're stalking you down, they're walking comfortably and their hips are at you. Now what can they do from here? It doesn't matter which foot's forward. It doesn't even matter if this foot's cocked, if this one's here, or even if this one's cocked a little bit. What can you do if your hips are at your opponent? Everything. It's less about the, yeah, you could use this to your full extent, this to your full extent, it's moving. So if you're, go back to that, if now you're cocked and you're also weak off balance. So if you get a chubby fellow like me and I see you're in that stance, I'm going to throw something here and I can push you. Second of all, if you're crossing your feet, you're going to get a cheater like me. As soon as you cross those feet and you show it to me twice, I'm going to be on you as soon as I see those feet. Walk like you got a set of nalgas. Don't let those feet cross. We're back to boxing. Go watch old videos of Mike Tyson. What are you saying? He's got a nice, comfortable saunter, and when it's time to fight, boom, he's into the hips. You never see something weird like this, and then he's trying to throw a punch. You can't throw a punch that way. Also, if you step across here, how can you block your butt when Mr. Uberduke goes to hit you in the ass? It's pretty hard. So even if you do have a drawn out stance, consider putting your hips where you can move. How we do it in my certain school, it doesn't matter which foot's forward. I want shoulder width apart, and it doesn't matter which foot's forward. You just don't want to get too drawn out that you got too much weight on a single foot, because then it becomes an issue. All right, so enough on that. If you have questions on how to make it easier to move, we'll go over that in a bit on the practical exercise. Offensive and defensive movement. Salvo. Obviously, if I have some angry squire and he wants to hit me, if I stand here, it's going to randomize the fight. I don't want to get hit. It could be ugly. So what do? There's 2 ways I can move. He's going to come over here and he's going to simulate he's going to hit me in the ribs. So he's coming over here. What are my 2 options? If I release the pressure on this foot, which is the foot that's nearest to the action, that's defensive movement. Now I'm kind of in a median, but I've neutralized that problem. Bang. If I just step back, I'm not necessarily out. So if I release the pressure on the foot that's being forced, that's defensive movement. Now where it starts to hurt your brain, and we almost never do, is offensive movement. Watch as he comes forward. If I move the foot opposite of the pressure, guess where I'm at? This is one of the things to practice when you do have a guy who's not your skill level. You don't hit him here, you go tink and hit him here, but this is your time to be able to do that. Also offensive, defensive drills, which is 2 minutes. One guy gets attacked, the other guy defends. Back and forth. This is your time to practice that. Make practice practice. All right, so we're going to do that again. This time, response to this.
Drop foot.
Release the pressure on the foot that's being attacked. That's defensive. He still has a shield up. Maybe I can get something. It's kind of a, all right, we've neutralized it, but we're kind of in the middle. So if he comes back, who gets the ass wrap now? It's just all kinds of bad. If you don't practice it, it will never be natural to do offensive movement. How many know who Duke Mahadi is from Monteura? He's a 6'5", very athletic, swings clubs like this. And I fought him every Sunday. Guess what little white guy did not want to get hit in the ribs?